how I got a free billboard that made me over $146,474. So like a lot of you, and hopefully you are on these lists. Now, these are just lists of brokers sending deals into my inbox. This is entirely free to do. You should be on every person's list that you can be on. This one just came randomly into my inbox. And on the flyer, you can see land for sale with billboard income. So I was actually looking for the passive income, the cash flow, but most people were interested in the land. So the billboard became the obstacle on this site, which you'll see in a second. Now, when I'm looking for billboards, which I've owned before, I'm looking for all the things that they have here. One of the things I look for with billboards and billboard revenue are traffic counts. And the traffic count on this road is over 24,000 a day. And that is very important when you bring that to advertisers, because 24,000 cars a day translates into people seeing the ad. Higher traffic count, the more the cost of the ad. So think of a freeway with a billboard is going to actually generate you more income in ads than, of course, 24,000 cars on a rural road. But this was definitely worth looking into more. The other thing, this is located across the street from a luxury 55 plus age restricted resort. And it was close to a casino and a major car dealership. These are key things I was looking at from an ad standpoint, because the entire point here is to buy this billboard and grow the revenue. I ultimately offered $260,000 for a $290,000 ask price, which they accepted, and I'll tell you why. When I got the addendum for the actual billboard, one of the things I loved about this is that the current owner had negotiated a horrible deal with CBS Outdoor of only $5,000 a year for the billboard revenue. This was a very good deal for CBS Outdoor because they got all the money for all the ads on the billboard, and all they had to pay to the landowner was $5,000 a year. So this is where I saw the opportunity, because that breaks down to about $208 a month per side. That's nothing if you think about what these people are paying for ads, which can be $1,000 to $3,000 per side per month. So the current owner was only getting $5,000 a year for the billboard, and I knew that I could grow it just with a better strategy. So I contacted a billboard management company before I bought the property. I said, how much can you get in revenue on this sign? And they gave me an estimate that I should be right around $30,000 a year in annual revenue. So this is a huge difference from $5,000 a year, which the current owner was receiving. The other big issue, as you can see, this is a picture of the actual property. The billboard is smack dab in the middle of the land, which is exactly why nobody was buying the land. Because even though it's 3 individual parcels, you can't really build any houses or anything on here because basically the billboard's in the way. I also took a look at the cost of what it would take to move the sign from the middle of the property to this corner right here, closer to the road, so that I could free up the rest of the land for a builder. Then I went to my lawyer and I had him put an easement around the billboard so I could then sell off the land, yet keep the billboard. The entire strategy was to buy the property, move the billboard, put an easement around the billboard, and then sell the property for more than I have in the entire deal. If you don't know, I run MC companies. We have over 300 employees, own over 10,000 apartments, and have transacted over $3 billion in real estate transactions. Over the next 12 months, I plan on buying over $1 billion of real estate. I'm going to be doing a free webinar on June 25th, going over exactly what we're doing as a company. You can click here to sign up. This process took about a year, and it cost me about $35,000 to move the sign. Then in 2021, we listed the property for $335,000. We got an offer for $325,000. We ended up taking it. So we sold off the land and kept the now cash flowing billboard. So here's the math and the timeline. We bought the property for $260,000 in 2019. We did the legal and the move also in 2019. It spilled over into 2020. But now our total basis or a total cost of this entire deal was about $295,000. Then we listed the property in 2021 for $325,000, and we netted about $30,000. So that's the deal in a 2-year period. So the summary of the math is we had a 2-year hold, which was the $30,000 that we just talked about. From the time we bought the property, we moved the sign, and then sold it without the sign. The second thing is the cash flow, which is entirely what I wanted. The first year, we were still locked into the deal, which we gave notice to CBS Outdoor. So we received about $2,500 for the second half of the year. But after we moved it, we started to generate revenue slowly over time. And in 2020, we got just over $12,000. In 2021, we doubled that to about $24,000. 22, 32,000. So we thought, great, we're really cooking now. But then it went down in 2023. We realized that our sign was probably in about the $30,000 a year range. And so far in 2024 through May, we've generated just about 12 grand. So all in, we've cash flowed about 116,474 plus the original 30 that we made on the sale itself. So that equals $146,474. And don't forget, this is free cash flow because we already sold the land. So this billboard was free, and it's going to continue to generate a little over $30,000 a year for the rest of my life unless I sell it. I realize that some of you might not be in a position to be able to buy real estate deals. In this particular case, it's $260,000 to $290,000. It doesn't even need to be your own money. You can find an investor to do this with you for 1 year. The real key to this is what you see. What I saw was the potential billboard cash flow, and what other people saw were the obstacle. The billboard was in the way of developing the land. I did not want the land. I wanted the billboard, and I wanted reoccurring income, and I just did this as a game, almost for fun, to see if I could do it, to see if I could buy the land and sell it for at least what I had into it. You can do this too. Real estate is always what you see. This brochure went out to thousands of people, including me. Why is it that I was the only one who saw this? You can do the same thing. It's all about what's in your mind, what you see. Real estate is always what you see, what others do not see. If you want to learn how to reprogram your brain to be rich and see things like this deal, click here.